how we formed up as Inclusive Collective, I knew these two wonderful human beings from Four Corners Yoga. And I reached out to them and I said, guys, I feel like we are missing something in our community. I feel like we need a space where we can be queer, where we can be loud about it, where we can raise money for funds that are important to us. And I was like, do you guys want to do this with me? And so that's how Inclusive Collective was born.
It all aligned like perfectly. Like we had spoken about it like so many other times, and it was just like right time, right place at the right time kind of a vibe. And just the intention that we all held was so cohesive. It just I don't know, it fit so good. Like your ideas, my ideas, like it was all a united front, and it just formed.
We each bring something really unique to the table. And so we balance each other in a really cool way. And so I knew inviting them in, I was like, I want to do this. I'm passionate about this project, but I know my energy is not the only energy that's needed to get this done, to execute this, the vision that I have. I need other energy in this. And I knew Austen and Maria, and I knew them from yoga. And then I also knew them because we kept seeing each other at other events, not yoga related. We just happened to keep running into each other. I was like, I think this is a sign.
Yeah.
These are my people. And I asked them to come over one day, and I told them about my idea, and they're like, we're in. And so now it's our idea. And it's really blossomed into something that the three of us have created together.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it was something too that we had talked about when we did our teacher training together. We did our 200-hour Rooted Heart yoga. Little shout out to Crystal and Nayantara.
Yeah.
So we had talked about offering free yoga to the community, because a lot of times there's a price barrier. And so we want to make it accessible to like all types of bodies, all types of brains, take away the price barrier, and then make it for a cause that we care about too.
Inclusivity was the primary driving factor of this. We felt like there's not enough places where we feel are truly inclusive, and they're proud to say it. And so we were like, let's make that space. Anywhere we are is going to be that space. And then the collective kind of just flowed afterwards. We're like, we're not a business. We're just people who are passionate about yoga and passionate about sharing it. So we're a little collective.
I feel like it came from a big mental health perspective for me, or like just growing into my adulthood and who I wanted to be. All nervous.
It's a really personal thing. I know.
Oh yeah, it is. But that would be like the main factors, like just strengthening my wisdom and my like safety within myself, so I can keep doing the work that I do with spreading kindness and love and all the things. So it was just a really unique and it is a unique and helpful tool for me to always like go back to myself, center myself, ground myself, and proceed mindfully. So yeah, I guess that's some of it.
I agree. I found yoga about 10 years ago also as like a way to kind of calm anxiety. But then it quickly turned into like more than that. So it's just such a healing practice. I found such amazing community. And then it's something that I initially didn't like see myself offering to other people because I was receiving so much from it. But it just kind of all fell into place so that I was able to teach too. And it's just so powerful to like sync your movement with someone else, sync your breath with someone else, sync your breath with your own movement, like get into your body, stop living in our heads, and actually like sink into our body in a more like a somatic kind of experience. So I like kind of offering that to people too.
Absolutely. I echo everything you guys said. Similarly, about 10 years ago, I realized that there was a name for this mindful movement practice that I feel like I had been doing before I knew what yoga was. Getting into my body and just being able to be present with how I'm feeling has always been something that is integral to who I am. So once I learned that there was an actual practice that people gather and do together, and it's called yoga, I was sold. I was in love.
Yeah, the connections.
Yeah,
the community.
So when I think of yoga, I think of what you guys are doing right now. But I know there's always a backstory behind it.
Oh, yeah.
Can somebody share with me what that backstory is?
So, asana, which is the physical act of yoga, is just one limb of yoga. There are 7 others, and they involve much more deep spiritual practice, and it's how you move throughout your life. And so it's not just about how you move on the mat. It's about how you are moving within yourself, how you are moving when you are reacting with others and treating others. Yoga plays into all of that. So it's so much more. And the reading you did today was so perfect because it talked about neutrality, looking at our bodies, others with a neutral eye. And to me, that's what yoga is. It's not saying, oh, I did yoga well because I did the pose correctly. It's no, I did yoga well because I showed up today, period.
Yes.
There's no, like, you can't fail at it because all you got to do is show up. So yoga is neutrality.
Equanimity.
Yeah.
It's hot outside. Truly, it's hot outside. And so I've tried putting on part classes. And sure, you get some people to show up, but it's not the same as when you have a building for them to come to and gather. It creates a different vibe. People are really able to connect, especially when they feel like they can hang out. We've got some AC, It creates a different sense of community. And so we decided to start reaching out to different businesses. I just got the idea that if we don't charge money, maybe they'll let us use their space. And then even better, if we are raising funds for something important, maybe they will even be excited to let us use their space and let us do it for free. And turns out it's working.
Well, speaking of that, we're here at Dulce Upfront.
Yes, we are. This is a beautiful space. I feel like Maria is the one who brought Dulce Upfront to our lives. So
this is a fairly new space too. They had another space in Tower District, but Dulce Upfront's like a multimedia access arts space for the community to come to, and it really aligns with a lot of our values and morals. So I was like, they're opening up a new place. I manifested, envisioned yoga in here, and so I just was curious and I reached out, and
Shout out to Ome.
Yeah, she's amazing. They're amazing. Yeah, they're amazing. It just brings community together, and that's like life-giving. And they do all sorts of things, including poetry nights, open mic night, queers and beers, fundraising events. I mean, like kind of like we do, and what else? Just like a multitude, and so that's the multi-access part of it.
Our first inclusive collective class was at the end of June. It was on June 30th. So, I mean, what's today? September 21st. Yes. So it's only been a few months of this, and we have seen so much growth. And people are excited. People want this, so they are telling their friends about it. They're spreading the word. They're coming to the classes. It's something that is wanted in the community
and needed.
Yes, so needed. So we are so grateful to Dulce Upfront. They're excited to partner with us. They want us here, so hopefully at least once a month, but maybe more. So interest is growing.
Yeah.
And the calls that you guys are doing, share a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
So I had selected the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund as something that was super important and needed for anyone to donate to. So a big part of yoga is we're offering that for free, and we're offering healing to our community through movement, through breath. But we often, I think, feel kind of helpless or hopeless about people that are so far away that we can't reach. So just trying to use, our resources here to support them. So obviously there's a genocide happening right now in Gaza. So just anything we can do to raise awareness, anything we can do to send some love and healing to them, and especially to the little babies over there, to make sure they're getting their medical needs met. So that's kind of why we chose the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund.
So our first class was the end of June. So we took advantage. We were like, it's Pride Month. We want all of these funds to go to the Fresno LGBTQ Center.
Yeah.
And so that was exciting. And then in July, what was our one in July?
That was
Yes, we did one for Sung Village. So Sung Village is an animal rescue in Madera. They do incredible incredible work for the animals in our community. And not just stray animals that need homes, but they work with dog owners who might have to give up their dogs for reactivity and help work with them on behavioral things for free. Yeah. They do incredible work in the community. So we were so happy to raise some funds for them. And we're hoping to do another one for them as well. So we want to keep them operating. Absolutely. And they are also queer owned and operated. So
yeah,
that's another thing. We are really interested in tapping into the queer network community and uplifting those people, like being like, let us talk about what you're doing in the community because we know you're doing it. So let us talk about it. Let us tell other people. Let us help. So that's a big part of what we love to do. A big part of why I reached out to them too was like, I can't do this by myself. I can't teach all these classes, you guys. I need other people who want to teach, who are ready to spread that yoga love and energy. Mm-hmm. So yes.
In your classes, what's the limit?
If we can squeeze them in, they're allowed. So right now we cap it around like 25, but if we needed to move stuff, we could. It was someone's first class that was in here today. Yeah.
This was more like vinyasa style, so that's like a little bit faster, more breath to movement pace. But we've done like more gentle, more yin, that's like longer holds, longer stretches. Gentle is more like movement for mobility with the joints, not so much like strength building. Mm-hmm. So we try to offer like a wide variety.
Good.
It's always going to be something different. And we talk about what we're going to offer that time as well. So people can come to classes that interest them and maybe explore something new if they hadn't gotten to do that before. That's really, we want to make it accessible. Yeah. It's not just about raising the funds for the organizations that we want to raise funds for. It's also about inviting people in who may not have ever done yoga before, may not feel comfortable in a studio. This is giving them access to a practice that maybe seemed a little scary, you know, and we kind of take the scary elements out of it to make it more inviting, more welcoming.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
The inclusivity of it all.
Yeah. We try to always say hello, get a name, shake a hand, connect with them on social media, and we have them come up here and pick a little intention card. It gives us an opportunity to connect with them over maybe an intention that they're setting. And, you know, just give them an opportunity to maybe share something that's on their heart and just create a safe space to do that.
Yeah. We've done some trauma-informed trainings as well. So that's something that I'm always like entering into my practice, is keeping that trauma-informed mindset to really create a safe space for people.
Find us on Instagram. We are inclusive_collective_Fresno. And we'll be on there to answer any questions you have, to keep you updated on events that we have coming up. And that's also where we host our Eventbrite, where you can find all of our events so you can get tickets and save your spot.
And it's free.
Yes, it's always free. We've taken away all cost barriers. That's a big part of access to yoga, is the cost barrier. We don't have that here. Never.